Hi, I'm Brittany Hood. We're here at WonderCon to interview the cast and crew of the Tiny Chef Show. So, when you guys first started with Tiny Chef and first started looking at all of the different, sort of short form animation styles and everything, what was your, favorite of those like short form reels at the very beginning, before Nickelodeon, before everything else? Like, what was, your favorite sort of setup or scene or type of just Little Chef content?
Yeah. So actually, when we first started in the tiny shack in New Zealand, and we did like one of the first where he's singing, from like Royals, that was just seeing that coming to life was just mind blowing, and that we can do it. And we started. It was just me and Rachel when we started, and we just thought we just do this whenever we find time and see how it goes,
And did you ever expect that it was going to kind of balloon into something so big quite as quickly as it did, or just touch so many people the way that it did?
Not at all. It was a big surprise that we suddenly saw the Instagram account growing so fast, and we were like, okay, people love it. That's amazing. And we just need to keep, going to do more things, more animation, and try to build a world around it. And more people joined us, and that was just amazing.
It seems like there's so very few shows out there that sort of fit this wholesome category that Tiny Chef is currently dominating. Yeah. And there's a few of them that I have that I watch with my kids. I think there's maybe 5 that I could think of off the top of my head. And even one of those is Tumbleleaf, which everybody here is also very familiar with.
Yes.
And just that there was something with Tiny Chef that managed to pull in like all of the adults as well. He doesn't have an age demographic. He seems to have kind of a hold on everybody.
Yeah.
And do you think that's sort of just because where you guys are coming from with him as well, or is there something you think you can attribute that to?
So as you said, there are so many back in the past shows we grew up with, like PV and Muppets.
Yeah.
So that was definitely an inspiration. And also when we do content, we do it because we laugh about it, and we okay, this is so funny, we have to do it. We didn't think about as much as whoever is gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And thankfully, again, it's kid friendly, but it was more aimed for adults. And but kids love it too. Families, whole families love it, and we are so grateful for that. That parents share it with kids. Kids love it, and also that it brings them into the kitchen as well together. And that really was always a dream of mine.
I had to go and get special tools and stuff for my kids to use because they're 5, 7, awesome. 11, and it really did inspire them to be like, he can do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's my turn.
Exactly.
Mom, did you see what he made? We can do that. And it really,
I love that.
It was more than just the show. Yeah. It was in education and entertainment, and it was family time, and there was so much more than just chef, and
and bringing families together, just being in the kitchen, because kitchen is food, and kitchen is always a place where families come together. So why not cook together? And yes, thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thank you for sharing Tiny Chef with us.
Of course.
It was lovely to meet you.
Thank you so much.
When you first started looking at everything with the Tiny Chef, did you expect it to be as big as it has become?
No. Full disclosure, and I don't think we've ever really talked about this, but when Rachel and I worked together for years on other shows, and she called me up and told me about this idea and said she wanted me to help design his world, and she was telling me how big it was going to be, and I was like, okay, let's see about that. But yeah, she was right. People love it, and that was almost 8 years ago now, 7.5 years ago. So, it just keeps going.
what do you think between each of you has kind of helped to bring all of it to life, to make it this big of a success?
Yeah, there's something about the three of us together. We're very different personalities. And as far as just like technical abilities, I do the art, and Ozzy handles camera and lighting, and Rachel does animation and direction. And so, when the three of us are in a room together just brainstorming, I don't know what the chemistry is, because I would never have guessed, but it just works. And then when somebody has an idea and it just gets a laugh from the other two, we know like, yes, and it just keeps going.
What's your favorite part about the art and everything involved with it, and everything with the set? And does it get a little bit chaotic, or is it mostly kind of pre-planned for you?
It's always chaos. We change directions all the time since, now that we're independent and we don't have a huge support team. So, I'll be working on something nonstop, night and day, for like weeks. And all of a sudden it's like, we have this new idea, just put that one aside. And, so that happens. But I think my favorite thing about like designing for Chef is the fact that he lives in our world. He's not in a mythical place. He lives in Los Angeles, in Venice Beach, and he is 8.25 inches tall with his hat. So like I have to design for the real world. It's awesome when we get like scaled objects in there to show him next to, a ruler, a colored pencil, a harmonica. You can see exactly how big he is, on screen if he's not next to a human. It's just fun. Yeah.
Do you ever have to scale things down to fit with him? Like if there's like, you really want to use like a bottle cap or something for a particular scene and you can't find one that fits just right, is there like a certain amount of meticulous, I have to sit and make this smaller kind of a moment, that the little artistic, very specific?
For sure. Yeah. I guess it's sort of a behind the scenes secret. There's a couple like of his bottle cap pans that he cooks with that are not exactly bottle cap size, just because it just looks better next to him. So yeah, there's those moments that happens. And also like, I'll always make him something tiny, so he does have, a tiny iPhone, things like, so some things do get miniaturized for Chef. Yeah. But for the most part, we usually try to stick to scale because it's really important to see him. It's really helpful too if he's next to a human, or next to somebody's foot, you just instantly know like how small he is. A lot of times when you see him in his kitchen, it's just really hard to get a concept of how big is his kitchen, unless you have those scaled objects in there.
Do you have a favorite object for him that you've created?
There's so many, but as far as like scaled objects go, this is so silly, but like we've only used it, I think, once, but like I made him, Rachel had this idea that he's like on a swing in his bedroom singing a song. And so I made the swing out of a harmonica, cause it was like the perfect bench. And I was saying like when he swings, it can like blow in the wind. Music. Yeah. And his legs are like kicking around. So it's kind of making different tunes. When things like that just click, that's kind of my favorite.
That's pretty cute. I like it. It always helps to make it just more honest. And thank you very much for your time today.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, you too. Thanks a lot.
I'm so excited to see you here today. and just all of you is here today because you are the full embodiment of this little character that has been created, and the way that you've been able to honestly breathe life into him in so many different ways. He's so fun, and I really do enjoy it.
Thank you.
In what ways do you kind of, I guess, play with the way that you speak with him, or try to almost make it fit him, or be as imaginative as Chef?
Wow, great question. So when I get a script, it is kind of an outline of a way to go. So I usually put about 50% more on top of the script than what is actually on the page. And I'll say, he doesn't say it that way. He would say things this way, or, ooh, how about if we did this instead of what's on the page? And those are the things that really, have set Chef off and really kind of brought him to the forefront of all the fan base, and all of the kind of viral moments. Those are all kind of ad-libbed. It's been so fun to do. And so it's really second nature when it comes to figuring out like how Chef would say something or how to get him to do something or say something. And it's just been an absolute dream to do it. I love it.
So do you feel that maybe a perk of the cancellation of the show is going to be that you have a little bit more of that freedom and that improvisation?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. When we were with Nickelodeon, and it's no one's fault. It's just, that we have to follow certain parameters, according to the studio rules, which of course, that's just kind of how it works in Hollywood. But now that we don't have that, I mean, we can do whatever the fans and whatever Chef wants. I mean, we really treat him like he's his own person.
Yeah.
And we are always asking, what is Chef, how would he do this? Or what does he want to do? Or where is he thinking about going? Or all that kind of stuff. He's always factored into every decision we make, which has been really fun.
So Chef really has been brought to life in many different ways.
Oh, yes. Yes. I mean, from, there's a little bit of my kids in there. There's a little bit of my grandmother in there. There's old coaches and teachers. I mean, you name it. I mean, there's a little bit of all of these people that have influenced me throughout my life. And I find that when art imitates life, that's when you really connect with people. And so it's really easy to get people to go along with what Chef's doing when we do it that way. And it's just been a pretty amazing recipe for success.
Do you think that maybe that's part of his success and your guys' success is that he is so honest?
Oh, yes, absolutely. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's genuine and honest, but also super innocent and really has no filter or clue, what's really going on. And it's our job, to kind of protect him and keep him as the treasure that he is.
Thank you very much for everything today. It's lovely talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
Yeah. So there's so much about Tiny Chef that resonates with a lot of people, but it seems like he's very much your heart kind of being put out. And what are different parts about the Tiny Chef show that really feel like you presenting it out to the rest of the world through Tiny Chef?
I think if it's anything, it's like my internal spirit maybe visualized or something. Like he's way more extroverted than I am. I would never be caught dead singing down a hallway, or singing to the top of my lungs while I cook. But I feel that within me. But I think that he's sort of a culmination of people I know too. He's part my grandma. There's little mannerisms that I think I pulled from different people I know. He's part Matt. He's part of just, I remember this guy was giving a sermon, or not sermon, he was running a writer's seminar. Yes. Yeah. And he stood like this and he was like giving this thing like this. And I just thought it was so funny. He would not he had just the hand, the hands were like this, not to be touched, So it was I just remember that. And I was like, that is so funny. And so when I was posing him in the beginning, I was like, oh my God, I should have him do this, this sort of it's very confident pose, Yeah. So I think he's just a culmination of different people I know, different people on the team have put themselves into him. And, when Matt does the voice, when he's recording, I can visualize Chef as Matt speaking. I can see how he would move, and I can I'll remember when he does the best take, I'm it's that one. I can see it. Once it's in my head, I'm I can see how he'd move. So he's really in a culmination of a lot of people I know, a lot of people on the team. I think he's sort of the best of all of us. He's part child, he's part grandma. I remember watching my niece and nephew when they're little. He's part that, just watching how kids are in the world, sort of unencumbered and he's a lot of things put together.
He really is a very wholesome character. Just everything is kindness embodied pretty much with everything that he does. And do you feel that that was like intentional from the beginning, or at least, I guess, maybe from prior to the Nickelodeon and everything with the studio?
Yeah, I think he's sort of a version of us if you stripped away the things we start like putting walls up or ways we start protecting ourselves that sort of create friction in life, you know. And I think if you stripped all those things back, we are all like that. I think we all have that kind spirit and like love, you know. And I think Chef just never built up those like walls or those like ways you go through the world a little bit like, yeah, a little bit hands up. Yeah. And I think he just never did that. So I think he's sort of all of us if we pulled back some of those things that we built up, you know. That's when he's sort of like a kid, you know. He doesn't have that. He's just he's very curious. He's altruistic. He sees the good in everything. So yeah.
And hopefully with the, you know, everything going forward, we get to see more of that in him, more of that freedom and kindness and everything, and the ways that you guys get to sort of, explore all of that again.
Yeah, I love it. I love seeing like people go through the world curious and with love. So he's a good little ball version of that.
Very much look forward to watching you guys explore all this and the next steps and everything with Little Chef. And thank you very much for bringing him to life.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you for interviewing me. Cool, thanks.
I'm Really Hood. That's my entertainment. What's yours?